Today I will discuss the MRI signals of parenchymal blood. What are MRI signals? These are the MRI signals in blood. Uh, First of all, there are five stages. These on the hyperacute stage. These on the hyperacute stage, the acute stage, early subacute stage, late subacute stage, and the chronic stage. On hyperacute stage, how will we remember these things? First thing, in case of chronic, there is hyperintense and hypointense. In case of late subacute, there is hyperintense and hyperintense. The bottom part, that is the chronic and the late subacute condition, both T1 and T2 are the same. We will see the same in case of hemorrhage. Also, we will see in case of hyperacute stage, both T1 and T2 we see the isointense, but in T2 we see isointense to hyperintense. These three things are the same, that is the first and the last four and the fifth stages. Only difference in stage 2 and the stage 3. In stage 2, if we see, there is acute condition, that means there is no oxygen, deoxyhemoglobin. As there is no hemoglobin, as there is only hemoglobin, so in this case hyperacute stage, there is hemoglobin. For the region T1 you have the isointense. In case of hyperacute, there is T1 is the hyperintense. But in case as there is no oxygen, so T2 produce the hypointense. But in case of hyperacute stage, there is oxygen, so T2 produce the hyperintense or isointense. In early subacute stage, there is within the cell there is production of the methemoglobin, and due to the production of the methemoglobin, we see the T1 the hyperintense at the periphery, but in T2 as there is no oxygen, so it produces the hypointense. But in case of extracellular methemoglobin, when this methemoglobin is outside of the cell, then we'll see as methemoglobin came out from the cell, so it T2 it produces the hyperintense as well as T1 produces the hyperintense. So we'll will conclude that in case of T2, if there is oxygen, then it will produce the isointense or hyperintense. If there is no oxygen, either it is deoxyhemoglobin or there is intracellular methemoglobin, it is produce the hyperintense. When this methemoglobin outside the cell, it produces the hyperintense. So we'll just read. In case of hyperacute, there is oxyhemoglobin, so T1 is isointense, T2 is isointense to hyperintense. In acute, that is the deoxyhemoglobin, as there is no oxygen, so T2 produces the hyperintense, but T1 produces the isointense. Early subacute stage, as there is within the methemoglobin, but it is within the cell, so T2 produces the hyperintense, but methemoglobin due to the methemoglobin, T1 produces the hyperintense. In case of late subacute, as the methemoglobin came out the cell, so extracellular methemoglobin for the region T2 produces the hyperintense, but T1 is the hyperintense. In chronic, as there is hemosiderin, not methemoglobin, so both produce the hyperintense. Now we'll see. Um, Now we'll see the pictures. This one T1, this one also T1, this one also T1. We will see in this picture there is a lesion. These lesions are hypointense with surrounding brain parenchyma. That means it is the isointense. As it is the isointense, so it is the either hyperacute stage or acute stage. In So it is the acute stage or hyperacute stage. In this picture, we see there is hyperintense in T2, in T1, but this hyperintense present only periphery. So it is the subacute stage, early stage of the subacute stage. In these cases, we do not see the lesion. So this is condition of the chronic condition where hemosiderin are the formed. Now we will see the T2 picture. This one the T2, this one also T2, This one is also T2. In T2, we see this lesion. This lesion is hypointense. So hypointense is seen in case of not a hyperacute state. Hyperacute state we see either isointense or hyperintense. But when the oxygen is removed from hemoglobin, it produces the hypointense. So it is the acute stage. In this picture, we see the hyperintense because hemoglobin came out the cell and it produced the hyperintense. So it is the subacute stage, late stage. In this picture, we cannot see any lesion. So in this condition, the hemosiderin is formed. So there is hyperintense. So both T1 and T2 we do not see any lesion, that is a chronic stage because of production of the hemosiderin. In these cases there is peripheral hyperintense. Patient entered a patient in subacute stage, early stage. In this condition there is hyperintense, so patient do not have patient hyperintense. So methemoglobin came out the cell and it produced the hyperintense. This is stage of hyperacute stage, but the late stage. In these cases we also discussed.